Hi, I'm Max Wasa, and you're watching The 13th Wolfman.
Hey, everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. You know who I have with me? She's back, Max Wasa. If you don't know her, you should check her out because she's made a lot of really cool movies. House of Manson, Death House, Savage Beach, you know, Hell's Kitty. She's got coming out, and Astro, another one she's got coming out. Welcome back to Sit Down, Max.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, I was I was around in the '80s, so I remember Savage Beach.
Everybody remembers that, the great Andy Sedaris.
Yeah. So how are things going? I mean, you've been busy. It looks like.
I try to stay busy. I really do. Things are great. Things are really happening over here in Los Angeles. So many new films and projects coming up. It's nuts, but I'm happy.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about Impure?
I can't. I'm sorry.
No, that fair enough. I
Those are one of the films that have the NDA, so I'm not allowed to discuss it.
fair enough. No.
Um,
So that's no, that's fine. You're not the first one to say you can't discuss something. So
yeah, there's
it's
people that I can't discuss. Just when studios are kind of grouchy about that, they don't want anybody else to get the feeling that they know what's going to happen.
right. I mean, I get it. Studios are being kind of picky because they want their project to be their project, and not someone going, "Hey, that sounds like a good idea," and steal it.
That's true.
You know. But I mean, along with that, you also have Astro coming out.
I do. I'm excited about Astro. We just finished.
And can you give us a small synopsis of that?
I can. With Astro, that's a sci fi film, an action sci fi with Gary Daniels and Louis Mandylor, Marshall Hilton, um, Luke Crosby, Michael Pare, Dominique Swain, myself, um, Courtney,
Palm?
Courtney Tyson.
Oh, Courtney Tyson.
Yeah, I'm really stoked about it. It's I play 400-year-old alien, and I sit on the head of a council, and kind of mean.
I'm guessing you love those kind of roles.
I do. I don't get to be mean that much. It's fun.
We just had Marshall Hilton on a few weeks ago.
Did you? I love him so much, and his performance in this is fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Um, Asif Akbar is the director of that, and he did such a great job. He really did.
That's so cool. Yeah, you got a couple of movies. Like I said, I want to see just the title alone makes me want to see Impure. You know,
I bet.
um, well, see, I didn't go there. I actually went with kind of like a demonic possession type thing in my head.
Well, you might
You
be
know,
right.
so I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I see where you went. I didn't go there. But then you have Hell's Kitty just came out
Yes, yes. That came out. When did it come out? Last week?
last week.
Yeah. I unfortunately didn't make it to the premiere because I was shooting something else. But that's a cool project with a cat that kind of takes over and is vicious.
Yeah, we had the director and the producer on from that movie,
Oh,
and he was telling us all about this true story of this cat that he had that was just
yeah,
very possessive.
yeah. I met the cat, and fortunately it's gone now. But it's crazy. It was definitely crazy. A lot of
And
a lot of scream queens in that.
yeah, so that was a TV, not well, a series that they filmed, and then they put it together as a movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what I just heard. So it's exciting.
Oh, so you didn't know that?
I didn't. I thought it was just for the series, but now it's a film, so that's fantastic.
Oh,
Exciting.
yes. But I mean, so you made that, you made your appearance. What was it? 2 years ago?
Yes. Yep. That's when we filmed with all of the Screen Queens at once.
Yeah, that quite a few of them too. Plus, former porn star
Really? Who's that?
Nina Hartley.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know. I
Yeah,
haven't.
she shows up in it as a dominatrix.
Oh, darn. Why didn't I get that part? Maybe my
Well,
aren't too big.
I no, well, I don't think there's any problem with that. I just you have to watch it to see the outfit they put her in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like see through. It's like a see through nylon like
oh, wow.
fishtail thing or fishnet thing,
No,
fishtail.
yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah, see that's
be in that one.
yeah. So what else you got working on?
Let's see. I have a film that I'm getting ready to do called Dead Slate. Carrie Fleming is the writer of that, and that's going to be exciting. It's a very
Yeah,
script, kind of an homage to a lot of the horror films from the past, and uh, it's going to be really really good. I'm excited because there's a lot of stunts, a lot of really fun deaths, and anytime that I can make people bleed, I'm a happy girl.
I love it. And you're not just a horror actress. You're a fan.
I am a fan. I love it. Yeah, I've been watching horror. God, my first horror film was at 7 years old, so I'm, I'm a longtime horror fan.
Do you remember what it was?
It was The Ice Cream Man.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
The Clint Howard film.
yeah, yeah. That was fun. I was a kid, so I don't think I ever saw it because my parents wouldn't let me. But you know, I
Yeah,
loved back then the old horror films, the Hammer films. I loved all of those. I loved like the Bad Seed and the psychological kind of horror.
that that girl was just evil.
It was. What a great part. I'd love
You
to
know.
to go back in
Uh,
time. Good.
yeah, I've been a horror fan since I was 5, and I don't remember what my first movie was. I just remember My mom would say to my brother and I, it was like Friday nights, and we could stay up and watch the old, chiller theater with her, as long
Yeah.
as we as long as we didn't get scared. If we got scared, we had to go to bed. You know. And it was like stuff like Plan 9 and the giant leeches, stuff like that from like the 50s.
Yeah, those are
Um, and I don't remember what my first one was, so I'm really surprised when people are like, oh yeah, I could. I'm like, man, I don't. But I still been a fan for the last 45 years, so it's like after a while.
not that old. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I turned 50 last year.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah, last June.
I didn't know.
So thank you.
50,
But, huh?
50 more to you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. As long as they got horror around, it'll keep me young.
Well, I'm
You
try
know.
to keep making some horror for you, and some other.
There you go.
I That's not my only genre, so I hope to keep you entertained.
I watch everything. I mean, I love horror. Horror is my number one love, but I do watch everything. I just last week I spent like the whole week watching like all these classic movies from like the 40s. Like a bunch of B stuff that no one's. Um, the Beast with Five Fingers, which was more suspense than anything,
I don't know that.
is
I'm gonna write that down. Hold on. The Beast with 5 Fingers.
right.
I'm
Uh,
that tonight.
Robert Alda, Alan Alda's father, is the main lead. Peter Lorre, is in it. Uh, it's a really interesting movie. So,
But I missed that.
like I said, it's not Casablanca. It's not the Maltese Falcon. It's one of those lesser known, type things. If you have Turner Classic Movies, just look through there. It's on there. That's where I watched it. So yeah, I know that horror is not your only genre. You do well. Hell's Kitty isn't really horror. It's
Well, anytime that there's a bleeding, murdering cat, I think that that's horror.
well, I honestly, I took it as more of a comedy.
Yeah, yeah. That horror comedy.
Yeah, but so you were saying you have other stuff you're doing. Dead Slate. Dead Slate sounds good. And when you put the word slate in there, because again, I don't know what the movie's about, but I'm picturing what you guys clapped, the clapboard.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's about a film.
Okay.
All I can say, but it's going to be great. There's some awesome people already attached to it, and the stunt coordinator on it is Billy Bussey, and he's fantastic. I worked with him on Astro, and man, I can't wait. I can't wait to do these stunts.
Would you
love doing stunts?
Would you go to like a school to train to be a stunt woman if you could?
I've been doing stunts my whole life, so yeah, and I work out a lot with the other stunt coordinators, and so yeah, I'm trained. You have because if you don't know how to fall right, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt bad. Now I don't do all the really big stunts because I leave that to guys who are a little younger and more agile, because
either that or the guys that are a little more seasoned and been doing it, like forever, for like Kane,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've always, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a stuntman, but we didn't have any schools around here teaching it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just kind of, okay, well, I didn't even know you had to go to school to learn to do it. I just thought, you jump off your roof enough times that someone will discover you.
Some people start, they either start in gymnastics or karate or, martial arts of some sort, and then they pursue it from there.
I've always wanted to do a high fall.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's painful.
It looks like fun.
It's fun, but those pads are not that soft.
Well, what is the craziest that you've ever done?
Oh gosh, I do a lot of weapons, so that's really fun. In House of Manson, I did a backflip off the couch with a cord wrapped around my neck and dragged pillowcase over my head and stabbed 32 times. I think it was 32 times. I think I still have some bruising from that. It was crazy.
Yeah, that movie was that was a really good movie. Of all the movies that they made, about Manson or in the Manson style, that was one of the better ones.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Brendan Slagle did a great job.
So, Death House.
Death House.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it about a year ago.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, Harrison. We've had Harrison on. I've interviewed him many times, and we've also had him on Wicked Horror many times. And so when he put a rough cut together, before any of the final stuff, he showed it. He let us watch it, and he asked us what we thought. And so I saw it before all the, before the final cut. I saw a rough cut of it.
How do I look?
You always look amazing.
Thank you. I'll pay you later.
No gratuity needed.
Ah, I have not seen it. I was going to the screening the other night and kind of got derailed, had to do something else, and I'm bummed because I have no idea what it looks like.
It's kind of a shame that it's only getting a small. It's like I think it's like 400 theaters.
But you know what? That's a pretty good run for a movie of this type.
Yeah, but I don't think it's getting a full. The way I understand it, it's like getting like a day or two in each theater or something like that. I
That's
don't.
how Regal is doing the independent films now.
Oh, really?
Hmm. So I think everybody needs to go and contact their theater, say that you want it in there for longer, and you know, kind of get that known.
So how long were you on the set for Death House?
Um, all of my scenes were done in one day, so I was pretty stoked about that. Because I was in between two other films, and I didn't really know anything about it until Felissa called me, and Felissa Rose, and
Right.
she said, I really want you to do this scene for me, and you know, and I was like, but I don't know, Felissa, this is kind of not my thing, and she said, please, and I said, oh, okay. Because anytime Felissa Rose asks you to do something, your response should be, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Should be okay. I mean, she was Angela Baker.
okay.
You know. But yeah. No. So Did you film out in Pennsylvania at the prison, or did you film in L.A. at the set?
No, I filmed in LA.
Okay. Because Leo and Kevin, uh, way back when they were filming out at the prison,
Hmm.
actually, Harrison invited them out to the set to interview people
Nice.
there. So they met Kane, and Courtney was there, Courtney Palm,
Yeah, it's
and
very
yeah,
good.
she's a total sweetheart.
Yeah.
I've had her on a few times too. Notice that there's a lot of people we've had on.
I know. That's like passed on. That's awesome. It's a huge. There are so many horror icons in this film. I couldn't even believe it, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved because just having your name attached to a film like this is always a good thing in the horror industry.
Especially if you're doing something like Twitter where you could like hashtag everybody's name.
Yeah, I'm not great at hashtags, especially on Twitter. I'm doing.
But I'm just saying that list is big. It's like D Wallace, Courtney Stone, or Courtney Palm, Gabrielle Stone, Kane Hodder, Tony Todd,
Yeah,
Max Wasa. The list just goes on forever.
I know it's exciting.
Is there anybody you haven't worked with, in the horror community that you'd love to somewhere down the road?
Um, let me think about that.
I mean, a director, an
Well,
actor.
I don't know if you can consider him a horror director, but he does a lot of dramatic pieces that are horror esque, you know, and that's James Cameron. And you know, anything underwater with James Cameron would be fantastic. That would be a dream.
Well, yeah, you have your chance. He's doing what, like 5 avatars or something like that?
Yes, yeah. I've worked with John Landis and some of the big horror directors already, so I'm, been really blessed in that category.
And it's kind of funny. John Landis really only made one horror movie, and everyone's like,
No,
you know,
he did Masters of Horror.
well, yeah, yeah, that would okay. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm just. He did do Masters of Horror, and yeah, that's more of a series. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But no, I was just saying. I just every now and then someone like gets pigeonholed. They're like, oh, he's a horror icon. And you're like, don't get me wrong. I love John Landis.
Yeah, but
Blues.
that's where he came from, and he loved doing those kinds of films and with American Werewolf in London, and there was another one called Innocent Blood that I was supposed to do with him, and I had to do something else, and I wasn't able to do it, and he was very upset with me. So I'm
Uh-oh.
still apologizing to this day for not doing that film. But that's another horror film that he did about vampires.
Don't remember that one.
Innocent
Now,
Blood. Check it out.
now I got to write that one down.
Right?
There you
See,
go.
you got one on me, and I got one on you.
Yeah, that works. I love a good vampire film, so.
I'm doing another vampire film coming up with this writer named Tony DeGuide, and that's I think Ed Asner and Louis Gossett Jr. is in
Oh
that.
my God.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun.
The hell's Ed Asner gonna be in a
I
vampire?
mean, come on, can't get better than Ed Asner. I think he's playing a priest.
I was gonna say he's probably playing the vampire hunter or some kind. He's gonna be like the Abraham Van Helsing or whatever. That's funny. And Lou Gossett Jr. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, so we're going to shoot that in Chicago, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, you're just busy, busy. It must be nice.
I'd like to be busier.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
want to run from movie set to movie set to movie set.
Yeah. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. And do music at the same time.
How is your music going?
I'm so, so stoked right now because I just signed a new record deal with Sony and Dark Star Records and Lloyd and Jeff over there. I'm just blown away. So I have a band called Nobody's Girlfriend with Gloria O'Brien and Nina Williams, and it's a three-girl band. We're gonna kick some butt. So um, you gotta look out for that.
Yeah, no, I'm all for the female rockers. It's like it. No, I am. I grew up in the late '70s. I was like when I first got into music was the late '70s, and then through the '80s, and so the only rocker chicks that were around in the '70s were the Runaways
Yeah.
and Heart.
Yes. Two of the best bands in history.
And then by the time 1980 came,
I just lost you there.
oh,
You just went away for a second.
and then by the time 1980 came, the Runaways were disbanded, so we just had Joan and Lita solo, the Go-Go's, Vixen,
Right.
the
Well,
Bangles, which
Go-Go's actually classify them as rock. They were,
as I was saying, but they became more poppy.
yeah, we're kind of like an R&B badass kind of angry women. So be ready for that.
R&B badass angry women.
Yeah.
There was a female punk band out of Seattle back in the '90s called Sleater Kinney.
Right.
So when are you working on music now, or?
Yes, yeah, we're writing right now. We're going to be in the studio being produced by Sean McGee and Brian Steele Medina. Brian Steele Medina is from Gemini Syndrome, and Sean has produced like Five Finger Death Punch and Disturbed and bands like that. So we're really, really, really excited about that.
So he understands aggression.
Yeah. And fun way, it's not going to be like, bitchy female rock. It's going to be stuff you can dance to, stuff, you can groove to.
That's cool.
Still,
So
cool.
that'll be out within the next year.
I hope so.
Cool.
Yeah. And then, I manage a bunch of bands as well.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. There is no slowing down for you.
No, never any slowing down.
The reason the band is called Nobody's Girlfriend is because, well, you're busy.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Which is a criminal act in itself,
I agree. Let's fix that. Let's do a whole campaign.
Okay. Date Max Wasa.
There's a thing that happened to me. I was looking through the internet, you know, how you sometimes do, and you just put your name in and see what people are saying about you. And there is a whole website about who I've dated. And I I hadn't really even met these people ever in my life. And yet they are saying that they're in a relationship with me.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy.
That's just, I swear. I love the internet, but there's times that it's just used for evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so wrong.
It is wrong. It's terribly wrong.
Well, did you want to introduce the trailer for Astro?
Sure. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? So this comes to you from Asif Akbar, and I know that you guys are going to love it. I'm playing a 400-year-old alien who is kind of on a journey, and there's some great actors in this. Gary Daniels and Louis Mandylor, Michael Pare, Spice Williams Crosby, Luke Crosby, Dominique Swain is in it. There's just so many brilliant actors, and the stunts are fantastic. Great fights. So I hope that you're going to enjoy it.
Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucers.
They figured out how to handle the forces of gravity through reverse engineering 60 years ago. We just figured out how to master it.
We've encountered an anomaly when the spacecraft returned. Now, I've cryogenically frozen the specimen, but further testing has to be done to understand its real consistency, you know?
Have you started DNA sequencing yet, Doctor?
Yes, sir.
Match on the DNA.
Happy birthday, stud. And wake up.
Jack Adams.
Nice reunion, Alex.
Alex, we gave you a second chance in life.
You gave me life. And for that, I will be forever grateful.
We need to know how Jack's DNA is connected to Subject A's, and we need to know soon.
Jack, I want you to join our team. I want you to pilot our first manned mission.
I've been thinking a lot about your generous job offer. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be a little upset. It's not about the money.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Adams. We have been expecting you.
Come on, be strong.
Dad, no. I'm not letting you go off alone like this. Not now, not ever. Especially after what happened to Mom. I'm not losing you too.
Who are you?
I'm your offspring.
So we're back from that trailer, and I just gotta say, Max, it's always wonderful having you on. You know,
Great to be on. Thanks for having me.
thank you for coming. So if If people are looking to find you on social media, where can they find you?
Well, on Instagram, you can look for me under Onion Peeler. On Twitter, it's Wasa Matter, WASAMATTER. I have a website that is maxwasaofficial.com. I had to think about that because it's new. Thanks to Drake Mafetta for doing that, and Lloyd and Jeffrey from Dark Star Records.
Okay, so there you go. Follow her on Twitter, follow her on Instagram, check out her website, check out the movies that she's got that she's made and the ones that are coming out. Just check her out. I mean, and the music. Check out her music. You know, for Max Wasa, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and of course, I'm on the prowl.